From Happy Earth Day. It is such a pleasure to guide you through a 30-minute meditation and just to remember how much beauty and how much abundance we have in our lives, even just the simple things that are free, like good sunshine, the sound of birds, and of course, the fact that we're all here together is such a special and unique opportunity. So it's an honor to be here with you, and I'm going to invite you to get settled. Get comfortable in any position that feels good for you. So I'm going to be sitting cross-legged, but you're more than welcome to lie down, to sit any way that feels good. You can lie on a couch. I don't care at all. The first thing that I want to tell you is that with meditation, there's really no way to do it incorrectly. So just by being here, by joining in, you're already on the right track. And our goal is not really to quiet the mind or try to silence our thoughts, but rather to tune into them and to start to get more curious about how we're feeling and what's going on inside of us. So when you're settled, I'll invite you to close your eyes. And let's just start by taking some really slow, deep breaths here, feeling yourself getting grounded. Even if you're indoors right now, we can bring that appreciation for the outside and for nature into whatever space we're in. So wherever you are, I want you to notice all of the different sounds that you hear. You might hear the sound of an air conditioning, your heater, the sound of your computer. Maybe you can hear the sound of your own breath. Outside, I hear some rustling in the trees. I think I've got a bird above me. I also hear the waterfall from my pool and the sound of traffic off in the distance. And then I also want you to notice all the different sensations of touch that you're experiencing right now. What do you feel? I can feel a slight breeze coming through, the warmth of the sun. Notice for you the temperature of the air. Can you feel your own clothes on your skin? How do they feel? Also noticing the feeling of the texture of whatever you're resting on. Maybe the ground, the soft cushion of a couch. And then the last sense that I invite you to tune into here is the sense of smell. Is there anything that you can smell right now? Maybe you made breakfast earlier. Maybe the smell of coffee. Again, being outdoors, there's a lot of dirt, especially out here in Palm Springs. It's been dusty. The slight smell of grass, that kind of earthy tone. Maybe you can smell even your own fragrance if you put on perfume, or even the smell of your own breath. And notice how good it feels to be here in this present moment, taking in all of those different sensations. Our senses are a gift that can really tune us into the present moment. And we find that when we start to live in the present, it becomes a lot easier to manage our stress and to feel more in control of your thoughts and of your life. So much of the time, we're worried about things that are happening potentially in the future, or maybe ruminating over things that happened in the past. We get caught up in our own minds and distracted by phones, our computers, by all of the busyness of the day. But it's so critical for us to take times like this where we slow down and do nothing at all Except remember that you're here now. And what a gift that is. The fact that we're alive on this day. So notice how right now you have nothing to do. You have nothing to worry about. And with that relief, notice if there's anywhere in your body that you can soften or release just by bringing that awareness, letting your shoulders relax, your forehead, your jaw. And then I'm also going to invite you to start to tune your attention in to your breath. Notice where your breath is landing in your body. We tend to breathe very shallow up in our chests. I want you to invite in a deeper breath. Can you send your inhale all the way down to the lowest part of your belly? Really letting yourself fill up with air. With every exhale, letting yourself soften even more. The beauty about slowing down like this and tuning into the present moment is that time itself starts to expand. It's kind of contradictory. We often think we just don't have time to take a break. But as you can maybe feel right now, by taking a short break, it already feels like you have so much space around you. So we're going to dive in a little bit deeper and start to notice all of the thoughts that are happening in your mind. As I said earlier, there is no wrong way to meditate. And our goal, at least for our purposes today, it's not to silence your thoughts. So I don't want you to feel like thinking is a bad thing. In fact, it's a beautiful thing that our minds have developed to protect us and to work almost nonstop. But we're often not aware of what is happening in our own thoughts. Our minds just kind of go on autopilot, and we rarely take time to tune into them and actually check in with what types of thoughts are coming up for us and how is that making us feel. The beauty is that you are the sky, and your thoughts are just clouds passing through. You are not your thoughts. You're the one observing your thoughts. And when we make that separation, that realization, we can start to notice which thoughts we want to actually hold on to and which thoughts we might be better off releasing. So just like the clouds overhead, you can notice your thoughts, you can see them and acknowledge them. But then you also have the choice here to choose to let those thoughts pass you by and to continue to float away. So many of our thoughts are just things that we've picked up in the past, habits that our brains have gotten used to thinking. And many times it's not helping us. All of those thoughts about the future, the past, things you can't control, there's freedom in letting that go and making the choice to hold on to thoughts that make you feel empowered and hopeful and supported by yourself. You can kind of think of meditation as cleaning out the cupboards of your own mind. So we're going to go through our thoughts, we're going to look at them, notice which ones are expired that we can toss out, and which ones we want to hold on to. Maybe picking a new way of thinking, inviting one that supports you and makes you feel better. So for these next few minutes, I'm actually going to stay quiet and finally give you a chance to dive in deeper to yourself. So, in the stillness, notice what comes up for you. More than likely, you'll find that you go through a cycle as you meditate. You'll start out paying attention, being present, just like you are now, listening to your thoughts, maybe noticing all the different sensations and everything around you. But after a while, you'll probably get caught up in your train of thought. You'll start thinking about something, it's going to take you down a path and let it. But then eventually, when you catch yourself and remember that you've been thinking and that you're here in the present moment, you can decide then whether or not you want to let that thought go or whether you'd like to save it for later. If at any point you feel bored or restless, you can always focus your thoughts and your attention on your breathing or on just being aware of everything that's happening around you, taking it all in without judgment. This should feel like you're sitting down with yourself at a coffee date. Nothing is off limits. Let your mind wander where it wants to go and just get curious about what it reveals to you about yourself. So I'll let you know when it's time to tune back into me and my cueing. But for now, enjoy a few minutes here with yourself. Take a moment here to check in with yourself. What were you just thinking about? How did that make you feel? Once again, here, bring yourself back to the present moment. And again, ask yourself what kind of thoughts came up for you during that time, how you're feeling, and see what lessons, maybe what you would like to take away from that short time with yourself. What came up for you that you would like to carry with you into the rest of your day and into the future? Maybe give yourself permission to finally let go of something that's been on your mind all week. Maybe you're finally giving yourself permission to be free in this moment, to take it one breath at a time. And noticing your breath once again, you start to deepen it just like before, taking a really big inhale. And notice how that oxygen nourishes your body, breathing it in. As you exhale, letting your whole body relax, feeling at ease. It's amazing how we forget how connected we are to the planet, to the earth, to all of the elements. Just by breathing in, you're literally part of the earth. The atmosphere, the air is inside of you. So we're not disconnected at all. We are all one unit, all connected, sharing the breath, sharing the sun, sharing the earth underneath us. But more and more, it's easy to become disconnected from the earth, from nature. If you ask yourself, when was the last time you really spent time outside? And it's been longer than maybe a week. I want to invite you to really make that commitment to bring more nature back into your days. Even if that's just opening a window next to you while you work, inviting in the sounds of birds, the sounds of weather as it changes. All of these things are naturally really calming to our nervous system. Being outdoors is healing, but it's something that we do very rarely, especially if you live in a city. So making that commitment to find tiny moments, maybe that's just touching the plant that you have inside of your house plant. If you can't connect your feet to the ground or to the earth, just making contact with a plant in some form can also automatically start to heal your body. Our nervous system is constantly on fire. We're constantly in that stressed out fight or flight response of our sympathetic nervous system. But by meditating, by taking deep breaths, and by going outside, we can start to heal our nervous system and shift back into a parasympathetic nervous system state, which is where we're in that rest and restore mode, where our body can heal and repair. We're very good at being in the sympathetic state. It's getting harder and harder as we develop more technology and more things to do to find that parasympathetic state. So I want to encourage you to make that your priority, to listen to your body's cues, to listen to your energy, and most importantly, also to listen to your thoughts, because you have that inner knowing inside of you. You know what you need to feel better. Your body always knows what it wants. So our task is just to wake up to that call and to listen to those whispers, to give ourselves whatever it is that we need to heal and to feel our best. So inviting in some deeper breaths here, we're going to start to invite in some movement in your fingers and your toes, slowing down your breathing. And then we'll start to open up our eyes, getting ready to come back to the here and now. And then I invite you to bring your hands together at heart center. Let's all take a collective breath together. The biggest inhale of your day so far. Really breathe in. Try to hold your breath at the top and see if you can fill up with even more air. And then take an open mouth exhale. Let's sigh that out, letting it go. Thank you, team, so much for having me. Happy Earth Day. I wish you all the best. And I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you and take care.